Hey everyone, welcome back to new series of Python. So in today's video, we will be discussing about the data type set. So in previous video, we have already discussed about what are data types and what are the different data types and all. So in today's video, we are just going to discuss about the Python set. So Python set is a word which is very familiar for us because this is one of the terms that we can frequently hear in our max classes. So the basic concept of this set is very similar with the max class itself. So we can say that the Python set is an unordered collections of data and it is iterable as well as mutable, which means that once a data is created or a set is created, we can change its value, we can just make updations or modify it after it is created. And it will not contain any duplicate value, and basically it's written in curly braces. So we have already discussed about a data type that can be written in curly braces. Yes, it is dictionary, but the main difference between a dictionary and the set is that a dictionary will have key value pair and that will be separated by a comma, and in case of a set it will have individual elements and that will be separated by comma, but it will be enclosed in curly braces. So there are two ways to create a set in Python. That is one using of the curly braces and the other one is using of the constructor. So let's see how can we create a set in Python. So here we are just going to create a set. So while creating a set, we know there will be no duplicate data as well as it will have heterogeneous values, which means that within a set, we can just provide different values in different data types. So I'll be providing the name over here as set1 and use the curly braces. And here you can just provide multiple values which are repeating and all. And now let me give a floating number as well as a string. Now let's see what result we'll be getting over here. So in order to get the result, you can just use a print function and provide the object name. So we know object is the data variable. So the object is basically set1. So here you can just provide that. Okay, and let's print this. So here you can see that it will not have any duplicate values and it is over here. And we know it is an unordered collections of data. Here you can see actually we have provided the value as 1 comma, again one value is repeated, and later on we have just provided a floating value as well as a string. But when you just go to the result, here you can see that the order is not in a proper way, or we can say that it is not ordered collected data. Basically a set is unordered collection of data. Now as you just we can just check with the other way to create a set. So basically using the constructor, we can create a set. So set constructor is basically used for casting, or we can say like typecasting. So if we have created data in one and we just need to convert that data into set, then we can use the set constructor. So first let's see how can we create an empty set. So in order to create the empty set, first let's provide the variable name. So I'll be using empty set as a variable name. And here you have to use the assignment operator and use the constructor, that is set. And afterwards you have to just enclose that. Then only that will be treated as a constructor. Now when you just print this object, here you can see that you will not be getting any values. This is because we haven't passed any arguments. So as there is a 0 argument, we can say that this is an empty set. But this might create a little bit confusion because we have already discussed that a set is enclosed with curly braces. But the result that we just got over here is not enclosed in curly braces. So in order to avoid that confusion, let's check the type of our set. So you can just use the type keyword in order to check the type of this object. So I'll be using the print function again, and you can use the keyword. So keyword is basically a built-in data type, and here you can just provide the object name. So the object is basically empty set, and you can just run the file, and here we just got the result that this belongs to the class set. And the second way of creation of the set is by use of the string. So let me define a string over here where you can just use the variable name as company, and I'll be providing the value as Cybrosys. Okay, well, it's a string. So basically Cybrosys is a string, and we just need to convert this string into a set. So what we have to do is we have to use the constructor. So I'll be printing that, and you can just use the constructor, which is set. And what we just need to convert is the company, because inside the company, variable company, we have stored the value that is Cybrosys. So actually here we are just converting the string into set. So you can provide the object, which is company, and as you just run the file, you will be getting the result as like the result will be enclosed in curly braces, and each of the alphabets in Cybrosys will be set as the individual items, which is separated by commas. So here you can find the result over here. So we know a set is basically will have unique value because there will be no duplicate values, so that you can see as as the Cybrosys word contain duplicate value, but when we just print the results, here you can see all the duplicate values are eliminated, and it's not in ordered collection. The order of the letters are actually mismatched, and we can basically say that a set is an unordered collection of data. Now we can see how can we just convert a list into a set. So in order to do that, let me define a list over here. So let's name it as set2, and let's provide the value over here. So basically it will have different values such as 1, 2, 3, and let's provide a string over here, and we just need to convert this set into this list into a set. So basically we have to use the constructor. So in order to use the constructor, ensure that we have enclosed this list inside the bracket. So set, afterwards we have to enclose this in the round bracket. Now we can just print the item over here. So as we just print the object set2, here you will be getting the result that we have just converted the list into a set. So basically a constructor is used for typecasting. And if you want to just find the length of the string, you can just get that. So basically we know that in order to find the length of not this string, in order to find the length of a string or data type or anything, we can just use the keyword length. So actually here we have to find the length of set. So I'll be renaming that, and we can just go with the set2. So I just need to print that, use the print function and use the keyword length. And as we just need to find the length of set2, you can just provide the object over here. Now you will be getting the result that 4, as it contains 4 elements, it has got 4, and you will be finding over here. Now we can just manage with some of the operations in set, because we know that a set is mutable, which means that once a set is created, we can just add the values into that, or we can just update the values, as well as we can also delete the values in different ways, like we can just remove the values, as well as we can copy. So these are the operations that can be managed under a set. So we will be going with the adding elements to a set. So there are 2 ways in which we can just add the elements into a set. So basically using the add method and using the update method. So in case of the add method, the elements are added to the sets in Python by using the built-in function add. And only one element can be added using this add method. And we can also manage the adding of elements into the sets using loops, as well as we can also, you also just need to keep in mind that list cannot be added to a set element because lists are not hashable. Okay, so we will be discussing this with an example. So let's first create an empty set. So I'll be naming the object as set3, and here we are just going to create an empty set, which means this set will not have any elements or values in it. And we just need to add the elements into that. So in order to add the elements into the empty set, we can just use the add method. But in case of the add method, we can only add a single element. So let's add an element. As we just need to add the element into set3, first we have to provide the object name, that is the variable name. Then we just need to put a dot, and we have to use the add method, and you can just include the element. And afterwards, we can just print the object, and let's see whether the element is added or not. So you can just run the file, and here you can see we have just added a single element into the set. Now let's see whether we can add just multiple elements or not. So let me put a comma and let's run the file. So as you just run this, you can see that set.add takes exactly one argument, but we have just provided two. Now let's solve this issue. Okay, so let me just create another one, or let's use the set3 itself. So let me just create a new set first. Let it be for set4, and let it be an empty set itself. So here you have to give the constructor, and we have created an empty set, and later on we just need to add multiple elements into it. So as we want to add the elements, which means multiple element into set4, you can just provide the object name over here. Afterwards you can just put the dot and use the add method. But the thing is that you can just use a tuple. So as we just use a tuple and all, we can see that it's hashable. It's hashable. But in case of a list and all, we cannot use the list to add as a set element because lists are not hashable. Okay, whereas in case of a tuple, we can say that a tuple is hashable because they are immutable, and we can add over here. So I have just given over here. Afterwards, let me add a tuple inside the add method. So I'll be providing the values over here. 1, 2, 3 is the value inside, or the element inside the tuple. And we just need to print this. So you can just use the print function and provide the object name, which is set4. So you will be getting the result over here. So let me run this, and here you can see that we have just created or add elements into the set. Now let's see how can we add the elements using the update method. So if you want to add the additions of 2 or more elements, you can just use the update method. And the update method accepts list, strings, tuple, as well as other Python hash sets as its argument. And in all of these cases, duplicate elements will be avoided because we know that a set will only take unique value. So even if we just provide repetitions or duplicate values in a set, when you just print the result of a set, you can see that all the duplicate values or the repetitions will be avoided from the result. So here let me just define a list, not the list, which is set 5, and let it be empty. So let's define that. Afterwards you can give the object over here. You can just use the update method in order to add the elements into that. So we just need to add the elements into set 5. So here comes the syntax that object.update method, and we can just pass the arguments in form of a list, or in form of a string, or in form of a tuple. So here I'll be passing the argument as list. So let me just give that. Afterwards you can just print this. So we just need to get the result over here for set 5, and you can just run the file, and here you got the result, which means we have just passed the argument as list in a set, and here you would be able to find the result. Now, let's see how can we access a set in Python. So set items cannot be accessed by referring index because we know that it is an unordered collections of data. And but you can just go or use loops in the Python to get the hash set items, or you can also use the specific values at present. You can also use the keywords to get or access specific values that is present in this set. So let me create a new set over here. So that is the basic creation of a set. So let it name as set 6, and let's give the value. So let it be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and let's print this. So this is a basic method that where we can access the elements in a set. So we can just print this. So as I just print this here, you would be able to see here we have just made a mistake because we haven't used a constructor. Either you have to use a constructor or you have to put this in a curly braces. So I'll be using the constructor. Now let me print this. Still we have got something error over here. This is because we cannot pass multiple arguments. So let me define it inside a tuple. Okay, well set. Now here you can see that we have just created a set, and which is a basic creation of a set. Now we can also use a for loop in order to access the element. As we haven't discussed the basic concept of for loop, we will be discussing the accessing elements of a set using for loop through another video. Now let's see how can we get element using the keyword. So let me just define set, let it name as set 7, and which has different values. So it has got different values such as Cybrosys, and the other value is technologies. Well set. Now we just need to get the element, specific element from this set. So first you can just use the print function. Later on you can just give the element, which is Cybrosys. So if Cybrosys is present in this set, then we will get the result as true. Now you can just give in, if present in set 7, it will return the result as true. So let's run that, and here you can see that we have an element called Cybrosys in the set 7, and we have just got true. Now what if we don't have an element over here and we just try to print? Then you can see that we will get false because we don't have an element called C in the set 7. Now let's see how can we just manage with the removing of the element in a set. Okay, so there are different methods such as the remove method, discard method, and using of the pop method and using of the clear method and all. So using of the remove method or discard method, the elements can be removed from the set in the Python by using this built-in function remove, and now this raises a key error if the requested element is not found inside the set. Okay, so to remove the elements from a set without key error, you can just use the discard. So even if it does not exist in the list, it remains unchanged, which means that no error will be raised over there. Now let's see how can we manage that. So here first we will be removing the elements from set using the remove method. So here you can find the object, that is object.remove. So here you can see that we have already created different sets over here. So I'll be considering the set as set 7. So let's consider set 7 itself, or let me copy this. Okay, and let's name it as set 8 and all. And here I'll be pasting it. Okay, let's name it as set 8. Now let's see how can we remove a specific element from a set. So we know in order to remove a specific element, we are just using the remove method. So as we just need to remove an element from set 8, you have to provide the object name, that is set 8, then put a dot and use a method which is remove, and we have to pass the argument. So the element that we just remove from set 8 is Cybrosys. So the out that you will be getting is only technologies once you print the object. So let's print the object, that is set 8, and let's find the result over here. So here you can see we have just got the result as technologies. Now what happens if we just give an element which is not included in the set 8? So let's do that. So let me give it as C, and let's run it. And here you can see that we will get a key error because this element does not exist in the given set. Now let's try to pass different or multiple arguments in this method. So let's see will it work or not. So let's say this comma, B. So or we can just provide it as Cybrosys Technologies itself. Cybrosys. Afterwards, you can just put a comma. Then inside that, you can just provide technologies. And let's print this. So again, you just got the error because we cannot pass multiple arguments over here. Okay. So I'll be correcting the mistake and we'll be setting that. Okay. Now, in order to avoid the issue or just getting the error, we can just go with the discard method. So the advantage of discard method is that it will not raise any key error even if we don't have that specific value inside the given set. So let me just consider this set itself, that is set 8. And let me, say that set 8, we have to just remove an element from set 8. So you can just give the object over here, put a dot and use the argument, that is, use the method and you can pass the argument. So the argument that I'm going to give is C, and let me print that. Let me print set 8, and here you can see that we won't be getting any error. So even if we don't have the requested or passed argument within the set, it will not raise any key error. Now, using the pop method also, we can just remove the elements from a set. So pop function can also used for removing, and it will return an element from the set, but it removes only the first element of the set. Now, if the set is unordered, then we can say that there is no such way to determine which element is popped out by the pop function. Okay, so the basic syntax for popping the element is object.pop. So here let's consider the set that is 8. So let me say that set 8, or let's define a new set. So set 9 is equal to, it has got multiple values, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Now let me just pop the item. So let's say set 9 dot, we just need to pop the item, and afterwards let's print this. So as you just print set 9, you can see the element will be popped from that, and here you can see that the first element is just popped. Okay. Now here, using the clear method, you can just remove all the elements from a set and make your set empty. So let me just define a set, or we can just consider the set 9. Okay. So I just need to clear this and I just need to make this set empty. So here you can just consider set 9 dot, and we have to use a clear method, clear. Okay, while set we have provided, later on you can just print the object that is set 9, and here you can find that currently the set is empty because we have cleared every element from set 9. Now, when we just go here, we can also find the other method, which is copy method. And the copy method is basically used for copying the elements of one set into the other one. So let's consider set 10 over here. And let's say this set has got the values 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we just need to copy this into another set. So let's say that, set 10 dot copy. Okay. But we just need to assign this into a particular variable. Now let me say that this is equal to set 11. So the elements in set 10 will be copied to set 11. And now we can just print set 10 and set 11. So let's click on, let's choose print function in order to get the result. And let's say it as set 10. And yeah, here you can also use an identifier, which is set 10. And we also need to get the result from set 11. So it's set 11. Then let me use the identifier over here. Okay, let's put it in the double quotes in order to set it as a statement. So that is for set 11. Now you can just run the file, and here you can see the result, which means by using the copy method, you can just copy the elements or the values of one set into the other one. So the final thing that we just going to discuss is regarding the frozen set. So frozen set is also basically a set. But the thing is that a set is mutable. But in case of a frozen set, it is immutable. Which means that once a set is defined or created, we cannot change its length, we cannot just modify its values or change other operations. So basically, we cannot manage any any operations for a frozen set. So let's define a frozen set over here. So let's name it as F set. And in order to consider a frozen set, we have to use a keyword frozen set. So here you can see the name is defined over here. So I'll be providing the values over here. Let's say, or we can just use the other methods or anything in order to add the values and all. So when you just try to add the values into this, you will get the syntax, not the syntax error, you will get the error over here in the terminal, because we cannot just manage any operations as this is immutable. Okay, so first let's print the frozen set. So as you just print the frozen set, yeah, here you can see that this will be empty because we haven't passed any values into it. Now if you want to print the type and all, you can just get that. So let's let's try to get the type and let's print that. So here you can see the class is set to frozen set, and now we just want to add an element or make any operations in this. So here we know if we want to add any elements into a set, we have to give the object over here. So the object is the F set dot. We just need to add the element. So I'll be passing that, and let's print this. So here you can see that as the frozen set is immutable, we cannot just perform any operations. So here you can find, as we just run this, here you can see that frozen set object has no attribute add because this is immutable. So the main difference between a set and frozen set is that a frozen set is immutable and a set is mutable. Now let's see how can we just pass the value into a frozen set. So F set is equal to let's say frozen set, and let's pass the value 1, 2, 3, and let's name it as F set 1, and let's print the value of F set 1. And so here you can see an error is raised because the type error is that frozen set expects at most one argument, but we have, we just passed 3 arguments. So this is not the proper way of creating. So let's pass 1 argument and let's check the result. And still here you can see the int object is not iterable and all. So let's see how can we define a frozen set. So in order to do so, first define a variable over here and let's pass this. And we can just do the conversions, or that is the typecasting over here. So I'll be passing 1, 2, 3 into this variable, and later on we can consider another variable which is fset in order to say that it's a frozen set. And now afterwards we have to use the constructor which is frozen set. So I'll be using the frozen set. For this constructor, I'll be passing the argument that is num. And you can just print the fset. So here you will get the result. Okay, we have set that, and let me run this. And here you can see that we have just created a frozen set. So it's very easy to manage the sets and frozen set in Python, and never ever confused with what is a frozen set and what are sets in Python. And that's all for today. So if you have any doubts or questions or suggestions, kindly give the comments, and thank you for watching the video. Bye.